I actually added this on. Comments from the public on the newsletter being held up for legal updates. I'm not holding the newsletter up. That was a comment of mine that what I think the board needs to look at when we're talking, we're debating numbers, paying Frank Server CBL, and then the newsletter, which costs about $5,000. I think the board needs to look at the electronic option, which is one of the reasons we built the website. Right on the front of the website page offers an email address. It goes into a web hosting page that Terry keeps a number of residents' emails address, and then we could do this. We could do a newsletter monthly,
Yeah.
as much as you can, and it wouldn't cost the township
Very good.
anything.
Almost have to. Dave Eskins on the last newsletter, the spring, summer, fall newsletter is like referring to it. It didn't get out in spring, now it's summer, it might make it till fall, so if there's a way to, and I think the amount of money to print it and mail it anyway is foolish to spend it.
So, I don't think this necessarily needs a board motion because I manage the Facebook and the website and push information out, but I can take the newsletter with some edits and, push it out. It's just sitting there and, we can push it out digitally. It won't cost anything additionally. And then if the board decides that they want to mail something again in the future, then you bring it to the board table, but I can push out what I have.
Does the board need to look at it again? It probably needs a couple updates. And
Yes, so I said it needs a couple updates and I'll certainly do that, but I mean, that's up to you. If you want to look at it again, great, but I push stuff out on Facebook and the website all the time. I don't see how a digital distribution of this would be any different. I mean, I will send it to you all for review prior to me doing it, but, I don't know that it needs an approved deny.
Yeah, I'd always love to look at it, but I
Yeah,
don't know if we need to discuss it in another meeting.
Sure, I'll certainly send, what I have, I'll make the update edits, send what I have, and if anybody has feedback, we can work with it there, but, as we discussed, I don't think that it needs to be back on the agenda for an approved deny or any more time, if everybody's okay with
And
that.
Gary, just so you know, I'm really wanting some legal updates, and I know you're holding, but the residents aren't holding. We see it.
Well, we can put in the newsletter to status. We're not gonna put in arguments or positions, but we can say a hearing is scheduled on a motion for whatever. Or briefs are being filed at the Third Circuit on the federal court appeal of Judge Wygan's decision. I mean, we can say those things.
I really think it's needed. I mean, you hear what's being said.
Tell us what you need as the filler for that.
Yeah,
I've not seen anything.
And keep in mind, that is having the attorney work on a newsletter. That is, once again, having Sweat Law Firm working on something outside of legal.
You know, with all due respect, Michelle, you probably won't get billed for it. If you read the last page of each of my bills, you can see the number of hours that are not billed, and you can also see the professional courtesy discount that I've given monthly for at least 2 years.
I know that you're getting defensive about your bill. I'm talking about the board's decision to use you outside of legal.
Who else would put the legal?
That's what I said, do we really need them? That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just end the lawsuits and rather than printing about?
Well, that's
Particularly if
what
we need
other-
our attorneys
See,
to
Ms.
weigh in on the
That's
newsletter.
misinformation for us to end the lawsuits when other people are suing us, when
Some of the
other
lawsuits,
entities
some of the
are
lawsuits I say
denying
we
the
are
township
suing other people.
their right of representation. You have to defend it.
Some of the lawsuits are Union Township suing other entities.
Needs to happen.
So, it's funny, it's not funny, it's tragic, but, when we talk, it's being talked that Attorney Sweat's being defensive, and I don't think it's him at all. I think it's the information needs to come out and be shared with the public. And I know we can't speak into details. That's going to be a few months from now. We're all anxious for it. I know I'm anxious for it. But Attorney Sweat is going to be able to give us something to put out there so that people understand what keeps coming up here. Kathy Gallagher's bills, $40,000. Attorney Sweat, $14,000. It's
Don't forget the other
important.
50 or 60,000.
It's important, and it's definitely an interest subject that everybody is losing sleep over and is anxious to get to the finish line.
And This is just an idea, if I may. You know, it's gonna take a little time up front to have someone in the solicitor's office look up the status of everything to make sure it's accurate, but if we maintain this on the website as like what we are allowed to say, the status of each of the lawsuits, it just takes an email, like this moved here, and then I can update it, we can keep everybody updated on the status of everything, and that would take, I mean, quite frankly, I
The public
mean,
needs to know, they're wanting to know.
So
We
the
all get
upfront-
called, they need to know something.
the upfront might take a minute, but then, you know, it's like, this happened, and then I hit it on the website, and we can
Okay, 6, discuss deduct meter situation.